Hello, I'm here again. This is Roby and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey, don't forget to click the subscribe button below and like this video. And also click the notification bell for more updates. Hello, I'm here again. This time we're going to talk about the 3 different ways in pronouncing ed endings in all the past simple and past participle forms of all the regular verbs. Yes, there are actually 3 ways. Let's take a look at these 3 words first. So all the words here are in their past simple forms. Let's have the first one, which is started, planned, worked. So I pronounce the ed endings here in different ways. Listen one more time. Started, planned, worked. Did you get that? So as what I mentioned, there are 3 different ways in pronouncing ed endings. So the first way is by pronouncing it as ed. The second way is d, or as I call it, normal d, d. And the last way is t sound, t. So let's have the ed sound first. So the rule is, if the base form of the word or the verb ends with t or the sound, the ed ending must be pronounced as ed. For example, let's have the word painted. So painted is in the past simple form. The base form of the word painted is paint. The last sound is t, so the ed here must be pronounced as ed. So it's painted. Another example, waited. So the wait here is the base form and the last sound is t, so the ed here must be ed, waited. Another is needed. So the base form of the word needed is need and the last sound is d, so ed here is pronounced as ed, needed. Another one is ended. So end here is the base form and d is the last sound, so the ed is pronounced as the ed is pronounced as ed, so needed. Right. So the next way is through d or d sound. So the base form of the verb ends with a voiced sound, so the ed is pronounced as d only. So when you say voiced sound, when you pronounce the sound, your vocal cord is vibrating. So when you touch here, it's vibrating. So those sound or letters are N, N, V. So this is vibrating. B, P, L, U, M, N, W, W, Z, Z, R, R, and we have G sound like J, J, J. Okay, so the example words are cleaned. So we have here letter N as the final sound of our base form. Cleaned. So I pronounce ed as d only. clean. Loved, loved. So the last sound of our base form love, v, v, loved. Field, field, field. So w sound. Performed, performed. M sound, performed. Described, described. B sound, b, b, described. Begged, begged. G, g sound, begged. Allowed, allowed. We have here W, 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 allowed. Entered, entered, entered. Sound, entered. Changed, changed. So the NG here, J here is J, J, changed. So ED is D sound, changed. And also all the vowel ending sounds, the ED is pronounced as D. For example, state. The original form or the base form of the verb is stay. So the sound is A, it's vowel. So the ED here is stayed, stayed. So let's have the last way, which is the T sound. So for me, this is kind of difficult to remember, but you need to remember the sound. T sound. So if the last sound or if the final sound of the base form is unvoiced, you will pronounce ED as T or T, T. So when you say unvoiced, you don't vibrate the vocal cord anymore. So the unvoiced sounds are P, P, K, K, F. So sometimes we have GH also as F. We pronounce it as F, right? So that's also included. F, SH, sh, CH, ch, and we have the S. So S includes the X, double S, and sometimes we pronounce C as S. So those are also included. Let's have some examples. First, shaped, shaped, shaped. So the last sound of the base form is P. So the ED here is T. Okay, remember that. Shaped. So T, 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 shaped. Next, liked. So the last sound of the base form is K. Liked. So the ED there is T. Liked. Liked. Coughed. Coughed. So it's GH, although it is GH, it's pronounced as F. Coughed. So the ED there is T sound. Coughed. Wished. 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 SH sound. Sh. So the ED there is T sound. Wished. Touched. Touched. Ch sound. So the ED there is T. Touched. Danced. Danced. That is C, but the pronunciation is S. So the ED there is T sound. Danced. Danced. Missed. Missed. S, double S, but the pronunciation is S. So ED there is still T. Missed. Missed. Faxed. Faxed. X, but as sound. So the ED there is T sound. Faxed. Faxed. Okay, to sum up everything, there are 3 ways in pronouncing ED endings in all the past forms or past participle form of all the regular verbs. The first way is through ed sound. So if the base form of the verbs end with t or d, it is pronounced as ed. If the base form of the verbs end with the sound or the voice sound, ed is pronounced as d sound. And if the base form of the verbs end with the unvoiced sounds, the ed there is pronounced as t, t. All you need to remember are the voiced and the unvoiced sounds. Let's try. I want you to identify if the ed ending of these verbs is t sound, t, d, d, or id sound. Okay, let's have the first word. Baked. Baked. What's the base form ending sound? K. So the ed there must be pronounced as correct. T sound. Baked. Let's have the second word. Watched. Watched. Correct. T sound, because ch is the ending sound of the base verb. How about pulled? Pulled. Pulled. Correct. So pulled, base form is L sound. So the ed there is D sound. Pulled. Lived. Lived. Correct. D sound. Lived. What about accepted? Accepted. You're right. Ed sound. Accepted. Moved. Moved. You're right again. D sound. Forced. Forced. Exactly. T sound, because C is S sound, so forced. I hope this video will help you in your pronunciation. Just remember all the rules and your life will be easier. See you on my next video.